June 15th, 1987. And whether you liked it or not, whether you were in favor of it or not, the moment is almost here. George Foreman and Gerry Cooney. And we'll listen to the crowd react as Cooney rounds the corner. For Gerry Cooney. And Gil Clancy and Gerry Cooney have arrived at the ring. Gerry Cooney. We mentioned Michael Spinks being Cooney's last opponent. Michael is here in attendance this evening. There is Michael Spinks in black tie. Butch Lewis at his side greeting the folks here tonight. Former IBF heavyweight champion, and Michael, of course, has not fought since he was disposed of by Mike Tyson.
In this same ring.
In the same ring. With the biggest body shot I ever saw. Well, it takes two to tango, and we're missing one.
George is not the guy you'd pick as a partner to tango with.
Again, a sellout here at the convention hall. 12,000 plus. I think Gerry Cooney would be the first to say, well, my hair may be gray, but at least I have hair. 8 years the junior of his opponent tonight, George Foreman. And speaking of George, here he comes. Big George Foreman. And let's see how the crowd reacts to Foreman. A lukewarm welcome for Cooney.
On a theme that he started in 1968 with the American flag.
George Foreman going back to his gold medal days. Well, they are here. They are in the ring. They are set to get it started. A 10-round heavyweight bout between George Foreman and Gerry Cooney. For the ring intros, let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise for our national anthem to be performed by the group Chapter 1 from Philadelphia, now appearing at Caesars Atlantic City and Cleopatra's Barge. Chapter 1. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated and the King of Beers presents the main event of the evening by way of Caesars in Atlantic City. The moment you've all been waiting for. Let's get ready to rumble 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. The referee for this fight is Joe Cortez. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the black trunks with white letters and weighs an even 231 pounds, a native of New York now, living and fighting out of Marco Island, Florida. His professional record, an outstanding one of 28 victories, 24 by KO, only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerry Cooney. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the white trunks with blue and red trim and weighs an even 253 pounds. He's from Marshall, Texas. This Olympic gold medal champion has a professional record of 64 victories, 60 by knockout, only 2 defeats in his career. He's the former heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman.
All right, Gerry and George, both giving the rules earlier. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Take yourself at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
That was the closest Gerry Cooney has come to looking at an opponent during the referee's instructions. He almost looked George Foreman in the eye.
And an odd crowd in attendance here tonight.
Yeah, very subdued.
I don't
very
think
muted.
they came to root. I think they came to watch. I'm sure they'll get behind whoever the aggressor is in the beginning, and here we go. George immediately going to the crossed arms, the stance that he's favored throughout his now 20-fight comeback. And there's the big left hook by Gerry Cooney.
Not landing that time. Obviously, that cross-arm defense is a trademark of George's trainer, 76-year-old Archie Moore, one of the all-time cliche, but really one of the all-time boxing greats.
And of course, that crossed arm, George used it effectively, fighting the much shorter opponents that he's faced up to now.
Gerry trying to dig for the first time, the left hook to the body. That really is his best punch. Gerry moving to his right, also not something that's very natural to him. But it's movement that's designed by his trainer, Gil Clancy, to confuse George Foreman, to keep him off balance, and therefore nullify his power.
And you touched the key word there, Alex, balance, something that Gil Clancy has said that he really wanted to work on with Gerry Cooney. Oh, there's a left from George Foreman.
Foreman jab, he has a very heavy and strong snapping jab. When he wants to throw it and lands it, gets it home. Tremendous punch. Gerry Cooney at times also jabbed well, most notably with Larry Holmes.
Good left to the body by Cooney, and then he came upstairs and...
Mouthpiece is out. We're going to replace the mouthpiece. George Foreman doesn't know what it is yet. Gil Clancy puts Gerry's mouthpiece in. Lost it about 20 seconds ago.
And George said, I'm not going to waste the energy walking all the way over to that corner.
And replacing the mouthpiece, a new rule. Ordinarily, the fighter would have to fight without the mouthpiece for the remainder of the round.
Oh, there's that jab of Foreman again getting in.
George, we have to say right here, and not just in contrast to Gerry Cooney, George is a little bit quicker than he has been in his 19 fights of his comeback. That wild amateurist Foreman right to the body. He threw that punch when he was a world champion.
When you look at, oh, and there's a couple left and a right to the body by George Foreman. That jab lands but really doesn't do anything, didn't have anything on it. And that's really a trademark of Foreman's punches, Alex.
You could almost see Gerry Cooney thinking there a moment ago, damn, he was along the ropes. Wait a minute, I am not supposed to be on the ropes. Let me get out of here, and he did. Before Foreman was able to take advantage of it. But again, Gerry in a corner. And that time, Gerry got a little left hook in, and he wobbled Big George. First damage to either fighter done by Cooney with an inside left hook to Foreman's head.
Final 10 seconds of the first round. There was a big right to the ribs by George. And they made it around.
Not there, but there. And that punch moved George Foreman.
It didn't really appear to be a loaded punch, but nonetheless, it still wobbled George. George, as he has done throughout his entire comeback, eschewing a stool in the corner, standing the entire 60 seconds.
George says it's so boring to sit down.
Well, George has appeared to be bored through these past 19 prior fights.
Yeah, not in this one.
There's a good left counter by Cooney.
He came in here with a much more serious look than he's had in any of his previous 19 fights of his comeback. And he better be serious because he's got millions and millions of dollars at stake here.
Well, they both do.
But George didn't need this fight to fight Tyson. He was going to get that Tyson fight, amazingly enough. He was going to get it anyway. He's risking everything.
Well, there's a good right lead by George Foreman. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it definitely scores.
Ooh.
Oh, and another right by Foreman. And Gerry Cooney has his left hanging a little low. There he gets it back up.
George putting pressure on Cooney, backing him around the ring just by walking in. Gerry so far has not chosen to stand his ground and trade punches. He's been fighting in spurts. There, standing his ground, punching, and then trying to move out of the way. Obviously,
and there is the big roundhouse left, the trademark punch of George Foreman. Ooh, and that blow by Cooney went undetected by Joe Cortez.
Good inside uppercut by Foreman.
Oh, and look at the left, come up and slice the left. And Gerry Cooney's in big trouble. He's ready to go. And there he goes.
2, 3, and he is badly hurt. Same position he was in round 5 against Spinks. A clubbing right hand by Foreman. Now let's see if he's learned anything about how to survive, because he's got a minute and 8 seconds left. Oh, and that's it.
And I don't think this fight's over. This fight's over. George Foreman blows away Gerry Cooney in the second round.
And he came over here to ringside and winked.
And Gerry Cooney is not close to getting up. A minute and 57 seconds of the second round. George Foreman makes believers of some. I don't know how many, but made believers of some. Definitely Gerry Cooney.
Gerry Cooney is sitting up.
George Foreman, the 20th fight of his comeback, his 19th knockout, only the decision to Everett Martin. And George Foreman attempting to defy time. It is a crowded ring, but we'll get up to Michael Buffer.
157 of the second round, the winner. Now on his great comeback, 20 in a row, 19 by KO, Big George Foreman.
Lifting up his promoter, Ronnie Weathers there. Gerry Cooney on his feet. Let's take a look at the first knockdown as the two fighters there embrace. Gerry with a smile on his face, but he has to be terribly disappointed. First knockdown. Watch the inside right hand. Foreman again walking to Cooney. I'm sorry, left got him in trouble. It was a left hand inside that first got him in trouble. And then George didn't waste any punches. Very accurate. 3 punches, they all landed and they all kept Cooney in trouble. And then a swinging right hand and helpless and down. George Foreman did not miss one punch once he had his man hurt.
But it was the left that sliced between the gloves of Gerry Cooney. There it is right there. You saw it lift the chin. And now it's just target practice. And Gerry Cooney really showing a lot of will just staying on his feet. He's out on his feet.
And let me say something about Gerry Cooney. In the Holmes fight and the Spinks fight, when he was hurt that way, when his legs buckled at first, he went down. This time, at least he struggled to stay up. He showed some gameness.
The pawing right misses, but again, you see it's that left uppercut that splits the gloves, and now Gerry Cooney is defenseless.
Struggles up. George clubs him again. Struggles his legs, have his legs hold his big 6'7" body up. Target practice.
Cooney got back up. Joe Cortez allowed him to continue, but he had nothing. From a different angle.
Watch this. Wild uppercut by George.
Are the same.
Jab up the middle, right hand. Gerry comes back up. Clubbing right hand. Again, Gerry stiffens his legs. That's still the first knockdown, I believe, Dan.
Yes, oh yeah, that's still the first knockdown. Cortez came in, gave Cooney the count.
Bill Clancy there telling Gerry what he did wrong.
Said that I could continue. Cortez allowed him to continue, and then, of course, this is the result. This is the finish of the fight, and Gerry Cooney really, for all intents and purposes, the left uppercut, there's the right, it's all over.
You know, George Foreman throws a lot of unorthodox punches. That time he threw an uppercut, he got out over his lead foot, and he threw a perfect uppercut.
Well,
walking in with it.
Yeah, keep in mind, Alex, it's against a man who's really out on his feet. I mean, Gerry Cooney showed a lot of gameness in just trying to continue. Again, George comes in for the kill.
But the thing I was impressed about, Dan, was the accuracy of Foreman.
And Gerry Cooney goes down hard.
And right behind it. Boom.
And you really have to wonder if the strategy of Cooney not fighting at all before he tackles someone the caliber of George Foreman really pays off. Gerry Cooney deciding that he's ready for George Foreman without really much more than a private 6-round sparring session at his training camp. You have to say that the strategy backfires. George Foreman clearly more in command of the ring. And even though 41 years of age, still has some power. Of course, what will be discussed now is whether or not Gerry Cooney offered any resistance at all, whether or not Cooney was a formidable opponent at all for George Foreman. Alex Wallow is making his way into the ring for some interviews. We'll go to Alex in just a minute, but it's chaos in the ring. George Foreman at 157 of the second round knocks out Gerry Cooney. And Alex, are you up in the ring, my man?
Waiting now for George Foreman to come on over. George, there were a lot of geniuses, myself included, who said you were taking too big a chance against a man who was a legitimate puncher, had been at one time, might have been again. He did look like there was a moment in there where he gave you a little bit of trouble. Did he hurt you at all?
Yeah, he had me wiggling a little bit. Those left hooks seemed like explosive bombs, hit my arms and whatnot. Just so happened I had a good defense, but this man can hit hard. I've never been hit that hard. And I mean, that includes Joe Frazier. This fella laid a 2 on me. I mean, even if you cover it up, it still hurt. I got nervous.
Well, you reacted well to your nerves, George. You certainly didn't show any. Did you see anything that was happening that was going to allow you to take him out that quick?
Well, instantly I'd worked on using my left jab, but I saw after about the middle of the first round that I had to start opening up with lead right hands. And as soon as I did, it just gave me the invitation to go in and finish him. Normally I don't like to hit a guy when he's dizzy already, but a lot of people have been on my back for being too nice. But this time I finished it off real quick. That way he wouldn't get hurt. It was over with and everything. I don't like to do it like that. I like for the referee to come to the rescue, but he was a hard hitter, and with those kind of fellas you just can't play with.
George, I thought the impressive thing was the fact that when you had him hurt, you did not miss one punch. You landed every punch you threw.
Well, believe me, Gerry Cooney and George Foreman are brothers in this. We both know that you can't play with either one of us. And when I heard him, I had to go in and finish him up. I had to do it because even if you give him 1 second when you playing around with him, he'll drop me in the same fashion. He's hit me so hard, I thought it was going to be another one of those Ron Lyles night.
Describe the 2 knockdowns in the second round, George. How did they come about?
Well, I just started leading with power punches, no more filling them out with jabs. And once you start leading with power punches, you just take what you can. And
there he almost went down. He came back up.
Yeah, just throwing punches all the time. I'm a very hard puncher because I'm so big. I even threw a few roundhouses. But the man
That
is
was
a
the
fine-
first knockdown.
He's a fine fighter. I don't like to boast when you win. When you win, that's good enough. And what can you say? But
Here's the second knockdown, George.
now I'm back to my old form, you know. Yeah, a little too big for him. I'm what you call a super duper Big Mac heavyweight.
Obviously, the question is going to be, and it's going to be asked from now until it happens, are you too big in your mind? Are you too big for the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson?
Yeah, that's right. I would probably knock him out a little quicker because he wouldn't back away like Gerry Cooney do. Same thing that happened to Gerry Cooney tonight. My best friend, I love him, would definitely happen to Mike Tyson. I like him a lot too.
Some people, the critics, are going to say, George, you beat Gerry Cooney, yes, but Cooney had not established himself, hadn't fought in 30 months. He's still not a rated heavyweight. Do you feel that you have to prove yourself against a legitimate heavyweight top 5 fighter in order to qualify for a Tyson fight?
I tell all my critics, say anything that you want, call me anything, but call me right on time for dinner.
Thank you, George. Let's take a listen. Congratulations, George. Gil. Gerry, you came out, it looked like you hurt him momentarily with an inside left hook. He got off the hook, and then he unloaded some tremendous punches on you.
Yeah, he got caught. He can punch. He landed some good shots in there. You know, I had him going in the first round. I caught him with a couple of good shots, and he got away. Came out and caught him with a couple of good bombs.
He didn't miss a punch. Once he had you hurt, he landed every single punch.
He punched too. It's a great fight. I wish it was different, but that's the breaks, you know.
Most people would say, Gerry, this is your third big fight. Most people would say 3 strikes and you're out. What's your attitude on your future?
I'm gonna come back a couple more times. No, that's it. That's it for me. I gave it a shot. Straightened out some things. I wanted to get in there and see what I could do, and it didn't work out my way. We trained hard. I give all the credit to Gil Clancy and Caesar's Palace, and Gil did a great job with me getting myself into shape, and I just got caught out there. I got caught with a good shot, and that's it. You know, that's it.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Good luck. Thank you, Gil.